Hey everyone, I'm Lance, and today we're going to be pouring together using a spiral split chamber bird feeder. And I just picked this up off of Amazon, and as I think many paint pouring peeps are, we go into stores and I think, I bet that'd be really cool to use in a pour. So that is what I did. I thought, well, this spiral, kind of acrylic spiral chamber bird feeder ought to be kind of interesting to pour through. And I just thought, well, let's see what kind of cool painting or cool design we can make using it. So what you see me doing right now is I'm putting down my base coat of white, and this white is kind of like a pearl cell white mixture, and I'll leave the recipe for that. I'm also using the new Vivid Intense Diamonds and Pearls, and look at that sparkle and that shimmer. I mean, it is gorgeous, and I'm just mixing that up with a little bit of Floetrol and Liquitex pouring medium, and I'm using it just like another paint that I'm going to send down that spiral through the bird feeder. So be sure and watch that. It's going to create some really stunning results. Now, as I said, my base coat is a thin mix, and it's like a pearl cell recipe, and I'll include that in my description box rather than go over every single color and every ingredient in the mix. I'll just leave it in my description box. But it is very thin, and I wanted to coat, obviously, the canvas and just have a nice thin base coat for all these beautiful colors to shoot out of that bird feeder and create hopefully some really cool reactions. And in this particular pour, you'll see I get a lot of really amazing explosion of cells in the pour, and I think it's due to several different things that I'll include with my recipes for this about how I mix my paints, and obviously of course like the base paint that I'm just mentioning, but you want to have that base coat on there, that thin base coat, just to give this image that is shot out of the bird feeder someplace to slide when we want to tilt it. We want it to be able to move easily across the canvas and not roll over itself. And I really love doing this type of pour. Obviously, if you follow me at all, if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. But if you're a subscriber, you know that I love to pour using different things. I just think that that's kind of a fun thing about fluid art, is to kind of use different devices that aren't necessarily meant for painting in fluid art. And whether it be an ice tray or a dog toy, or now a spiral acrylic bird feeder. And that insert in the inside allows the bird feeder to have two different types of seed in it, and that can look really cool. But I thought, wow, it'll look really cool to put different colors of paint through it. It's like watching a water slide for your paint. Now, if you notice, you're starting to see the puddle around the bottom of the bird feeder start to expand, and you're starting to see some color there faintly. And this kind of works like an open cup pour in a way, because there are 3 slotted chambers underneath the bird feeder, and it's shooting out the paint, and it's kind of coming up underneath the base coat and creating some cool designs. And as more and more paint gets slid down through that spiral, you'll see it expand and grow, and you'll see lots of cells start to come up. And if you're impatient, you can fast forward through this part and get to where you start to see more of that. But I just thought it was kind of cool to watch as this grows. You can see it growing through that white pearl cell base mixture that I've got going on, and just creates some really cool patterns. Like it does create a really cool pattern. Now, midway through this, I pick it up and I turn it a little bit, and here I go, because it is slotted in 3 spots and they're fairly wide, but I wanted to make sure that it kind of created an image and shot the paint out in a way that wasn't too sectioned off. Now, if you're enjoying this fun spiral bird feeder pour, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. And when you do subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be alerted when I upload new content. Now you can see a lot of those beautiful cells starting to peek through, and you can see more of the design being pushed out through the bottom of that feeder, and it's starting to look really, really neat. Like I love the visuals of that paint. I just can't get over the water slide of paint that goes on. And right there is the diamonds and pearls. I wanted to give you a close-up of that because it's just so beautiful and so shimmery, sparkly. And that's one of Colourarte's new Vivid Intense colors, and it really does. You see me pour it down through the spiral, and it really just kind of, what it does is it adds an overall sparkle to this piece in the end when you'll see the final flyover. And here I've taken a break from it a little bit, letting it sit, but I'm doing close-ups on the bird feeder so you can see kind of where the image is being pushed out through the bottom. It's just beautiful to see all those cells. It looks very galaxy-like. It looks very galaxy pour-like at this point, and just beautiful. And speaking of galaxy pours, Sarah Mack did a beautiful bird feeder pour. It's one of the things I remember most about paint pouring when I first started. It's her Nebula flower pour, and I'll put an end card to her video here. If you don't know who Sarah Mack is, I don't know where you've been hiding, but anyway, she's amazing, incredible. Fluid artist and a wonderful friend, and please check that video out. Now, in picking up the bird feeder, it did drip a bit, and at first I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? I thought, well, maybe I'll get a balloon and I'll stick the balloon straight down and do a balloon dip in the middle of that and pull it straight up. But the more I looked at it, I really kind of liked what it did. I liked kind of those drips and how they formed something kind of interesting in the middle to me, so I didn't hate it. So I just kind of kept it and worked with it. I think I used my skewer here a little bit to do like a little spiral action there, and really didn't need to do much because, mind you, this is before we're tilting, so we're going to tilt this and the image is going to change somewhat, and that's good because there's a lot of paint hiding underneath that white, and you know, as you see, more and more cells keep popping up, and this is why, you know, I considered calling this my cell-tastic spiral bird feeder pour, because there are a lot of cells that pop up with this, and I love that. I think it's like beautiful, and there's no silicone used in this. So like I said, I'll leave my recipes in the description box, but I did use Amsterdam greenish blue, and I used some Venetian blue, and I think some Arteza pearl papaya, and some green flash. I think that's folk art, and it just is beautiful. And I love kind of, as you see this being tilted and moved around, I love the look of those kind of boulder cells. They almost look like, you know, they're just floating in the sky. And it's kind of weird. It's like very 3D, like you're getting this kind of spiral feeling of these cells, kind of into that point where the three white lines are meeting. I really kind of like that. And I love how these kind of goldish and greenish cells up there, well, on the right, are getting stretched out. They're so cool looking. And As you'll see in a minute, that the diamonds and pearls from Colourarte, the Vivid Intense color, that just really created some overall, it attached itself to certain colors, which I thought was really cool and gives it almost just like this incredible sparkle. I mean, really, I mean, there's no two ways about it. You'll see it. I love how, though, you see where the pearl papaya, it's creating some striped cells here and there, and I love how you see some of that with the green and the blue, and then there's some with the orange and the blue, and some with the gold, because there is 24 karat, not extreme sheen, but the Deco Art Americana Decor 24 karat gold is also used in this, and just created some really pretty cells. I mean, there's no two ways about it, and a lot of variation of size and shape. But I really enjoyed using this bird feeder. I thought it created some stunning results. I'd really like to use it again. And here you see the sparkle. That is the effect of the diamonds and pearls right there, attaching itself to certain colors. And just beautiful. And I'm really excited about that. That's really a neat paint from Colourarte. So something really cool to use in your pours if you're looking for something that creates a little bit of extra sparkle. You know, go ahead and get some of that. I think for a limited time, I have my code is in my description box, and for a limited time, we're giving 27% off. So it's only for, I think, a few days, like 7 days maybe, only for about a week. So be sure and check that out if you'd like to use some diamonds and pearls for yourself. I am a Colourarte affiliate. Just use my code LanceTravis622 and click the link in my description box. Well, I hope you enjoyed this fun, cell-tastic bird feeder pour, and please come back and visit me again soon.
There's something different about the way we are.